So there were, several things. Some people had urged that Vice President Pence simply had power to reject electors whose certification was still pending in legal contests.
I don't believe that, but go ahead. I don't believe that.
I don't either.
That's one thing I don't agree with.
And I explicitly told Vice President Pence in the Oval Office on January 4th that even though it was an open issue under the circumstances we had, I thought it was the weaker argument, and it would be foolish to exercise such power even if he had it.
There are many things wrong with John Eastman and his interview on Laura Ingraham's show. For one, he, lies. Laura Ingraham does little to push back, even though it seems like it in that video. And even though he lies, he proceeds to incriminate himself. So first, we're gonna expose what Eastman really wanted Pence to do. After that, we're going to watch another clip from that very same interview in which Eastman might have just confessed his guilt live on television. So Eastman claims that he didn't think that Mike Pence had the power to overturn the election. But that was provably false. Just take a look at what Eastman told Senator Mike Lee. In their book, Peril, reporters Bob Woodward and Robert Costa describe an interaction the senator had with Eastman a few days before January 6th. There's a memo about to be developed, Eastman told Lee. I'll get it to you as soon as I can. Lee received a 2-page memo from the White House on Saturday, January 2nd, authored by legal scholar, it's funny to call him that, legal scholar John Eastman. Woodward and Costa write later. Now that memo has been made public. In step 3 of 6, it posits that Pence could simply reject electors from states where competing slates of electors had been submitted. So, oops, and Laura Ingraham should have been prepared with that information to actually push back. But as we mentioned, Eastman ended up digging himself into an even deeper hole in that interview. Let's watch.
What I recommended, and I've said this repeatedly, is that he accede to requests from more than 100 state legislators in the swing states to give them a week to try and sort out the impact of what everybody acknowledged was illegality in the conduct of the election. And I specifically said,
yeah, not everyone acknowledged it, but that was the argument that was being made, obviously. And there were obviously irregularities that everybody had seen, but whether that was, whether it rose to the level of changing the outcome of the election, again, without a legal proceeding in the states that mattered, the argument ultimately was a difficult one to make. I mean, hence here we are.
So Cenk, I mean, unlike John Eastman, I'm no legal scholar, okay? However, didn't he just confess to what he's currently indicted for?
100%. That's amazing.
What?
Guys, look, lawyers normally tell you if you're indicted for something and you're about to go to court, don't say anything in public because anything you say can and will be used against you. You all know that, right? We all watch television. That's what cops tell you when you're arrested. And lawyers tell you that 10,000 times over because maybe you slip up and you accidentally admit something. And that's why a lot of times they don't put the defendants on the stand because they don't want them to be to contradict themselves, say something wrong. But these schmucks following Trump's lead are going all over television and yapping and yapping and yapping. So they're gonna make mistakes because they're guilty. Like if they were innocent, even then it's a bad idea because maybe you say something that can be twisted in a way that is used against you, right? But if you're guilty, what are you doing? Don't go on air, you moron. And so in this case, he's like, well, look, he says, I told Mike Pence that he did not have that power. Brother, we have a memo with your name on it where you tell him he does have that power. That's already crazy to say that on television, and it's wildly contradictory. And why are you even saying that? Like the only potential defense that they could possibly hang their hat on is, golly gee, we really thought he did have the authority, right? But now you're admitting on TV that you definitely thought he did not have the authority. He did not have the authority. And then we got the memo written and signed by you that says he has the authority. That's already devastating. Then he goes and says, well, look, I don't think he had the authority. That's why I thought he should have delayed it for a week. No, bro, you just said that he didn't have the authority. You can't, like, delaying it is the same as not certifying. You have to not certify in order to delay it for a week. There is no process by which you go, timeout, we're gonna take out a timeout for a week. It's in the Constitution. There's no timeouts in the Constitution. This is like saying, and I've told this story a million times, but my friends got into a fight when we were younger. They go to court and the other idiot goes, Your Honor, I didn't punch him in the face, I punched him in the stomach. Still assault. And the judge in that case was like, thank you, I've heard all I need to hear.
Oh
and that just happened for the judge in that John Eastman's case. They just have to play that tape on Fox News and say, thank you for the confession. We appreciate it. Guilty.
So, Cenk, as someone who has experienced taking the bar and passing the bar, would you like to dispel the notion that there's any merit to doing so?
I know, really. Guys, look, I never thought it was that impressive to be a lawyer, but these guys have proven me spectacularly correct.
I literally can't believe their conduct.
Yeah, so look, guys, the fake elector scheme was super real. There's the memos proving it, including one of the memos called, what was it? Not a fake memorandum, fraudulent.
Yes, fraudulent. They literally used the word fraudulent in the memo.
And there's another email where they refer to fake electors. I mean, these are the Keystone Cops of lawyers to begin with. And they go to Trump, and Trump, by the way, heard overwhelming number of lawyers saying, don't do it. It's not constitutional, it's not legal, don't go anywhere near it. And Rudy comes in sauce, this guy comes in clownish, and they're like, I don't know, maybe we could do it. Let's get some fake electors in here.
Yeah, and
then they go on air and pretty much admit it.
I know. And finally, look, for anyone who might be watching who is genuinely under the impression that this prosecution, either the federal one, the state one, or both of them, is nothing more than a politically motivated witch hunt. These people are literally going on national television and admitting their crimes. I mean, they're making it too easy to prosecute them. So a witch hunt would require, a fishing expedition and like trying to extrapolate some criminality over innocent behavior. He's on national television literally admitting that he engaged in the criminality that he is being prosecuted for. Here, last graphic, Eastman is accused of helping to craft the fake elector scheme and pressuring Pence to either reject electoral votes from certain states or delay the joint session of Congress on January 6th, according to the 98-page indictment. Is that a witch hunt? You just heard him admit it.
Yeah, it's like if it was in the original witch hunts, the lady goes on TV, which obviously didn't exist back then. It's like, I'm definitely not a witch. Look, when I flew in on my broom after I'd done my boiling pot of water and cast a spell on all of you guys, okay, and the spell was to make sure that you didn't know that I'm actually a witch, okay, you could see why I'm innocent. You're like, well, you just admitted everything.
Yeah, I'm innocent because I don't have a pointy hat. Meanwhile, there are receipts published showing that the individual bought a pointy hat. Like
this is unreal. And Trump took their advice because he wanted to take the advice, the wrong advice. And you're taking wrong advice when they write you a memo saying this is fraudulent.
Yeah, exactly.
And you still do it anyway. Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.